Since 2017, I've been taking notes in my iPhone, hoping to build myself a second brain. And I've tried Ali Abdaal's method, I tried Tiago Forte's para method, and none of it worked for me. And it finally clicked 7 weeks ago when I leveraged AI to build my second brain. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it in this video. This is going to be a really short 5-minute video showing you exactly how I built this in only 7 weeks and how you can do it too as well. And so this is my AI second brain. I'm using a tool called Obsidian. No, I'm not going to show you how the folders are structured because I'm writing a book right now and I'm showing you this now on how you can do it your own way. Because the reason I couldn't use Tiago Forte's para method is because I don't have the same personality as him. I don't think like him. And a lot of these systems and methods, they're dumbed down so much. So just anyone in the general public can use. And it's just a general structure. But in this video, I'm going to show you the first step on how you can build out your second brain to look exactly like this. So you'll actually use it. And this is what I use to run our $3.5 million business. And it's what getting crazy output as well. I'm going to be making way more videos on this. So the first step, and it's going to be coming out in my book that I'm going to be releasing hopefully next week as well, is I built out in my internal OS. It's going to be around the 4 meta skills of how to use AI, which you can see here on the left. This section, it's called the Debugging Walk Input Protocol. Super weird. You're not going to expect what I'm going to be telling you here, but this is the first step. Let's talk about less education, right? The best way to learn is if you have a tutor that knows everything about you and knows how you work and your tendencies, or a one-on-one PT or a one-on-one coach. That's the best way to learn. Bringing group scenarios and that's the best way to learn. GPT is that, but the perfect mirror that you can reflect back on yourself. So before you build a second brain, you first need to know how you function internally. And most of us have no idea. And I still have no idea as well, but I'm getting more of an idea by using AI. So the core narrative of what you want to do is this. The reason why this model exists is because quizzes are bad mirrors. When you go to 16personalities.com, right? Personalities.com, right? I'll bring it up over here, right? 850 million people have taken this test. It's great. It uncovers a lot of things about you. A lot of people are like, wow, that's a bit like me, but it's kind of a bit not. This is a quiz with like maybe 50 or 100 questions, right? AI picks up on every single little idiosyncrasy and everything and compares it on everything else in the open internet. So most people are trying to understand themselves by taking these tests. But here's the truth. The most accurate personality reflection isn't a score. It's found in your raw voice before you edit it. So what this is called is the debugging walk. So what you're going to do to start building your second brain is for 30 minutes, you go on a walk in the park and you download Otter on your phone. I'll show you to over here, right? And Otter's an example. You can use another speech to text. I just like Otter because it's really easy. And you literally go here and you just hit, I go back to the main thing. I got a thing midway, whatever. You just hit record down the bottom and you just let it rip and you speak for 30 minutes. No hold back, exactly what's in your mind, everything that comes to your consciousness, no matter what. This is why things like journaling and reflecting coaching work so well, but this is like the ultimate thing because it can reflect back everything you've known in your subconscious and what you should do. And this is what I do all the time. It's one section in our new book, my new book called Identity Debugging, right? And so the first thing you need to do is a 30-minute unfiltered voice dump. Now, if you're going to do this, do not do it at night. Do not do it if you have really high baseline anxiety. Do not do it if you're going through anything right now. Don't. Just do not. Because when you go really deep in any therapy sense, right, usually therapists can understand and they can read your body cues and stuff like that. And they can be like, okay, we're going to stop here. AI can't see that. It's just going to keep going and going and going. And so whatever you use AI, good, bad, doesn't matter. It just gives you a bigger output in the end. And so it can't observe, right? And you may not know to ask the right questions around, hey, how do I stop here? Whatever. So only do this like in the morning in a safe space, right? Where you don't feel self-conscious. So you open the app, you just hit record and you say, here's what I'm thinking about right now. And that's all you do. And you just talk for 30 minutes. The content of what you talk about matters zero. What matters is that it's your straight thought process. That's it. Because then when GPT gets your straight thought process for 30 minutes, you're talking about everything you talk about. You then grab that, you add this post-walk prompt, and you're just like, hey, tell me about myself. Give it to me direct. I'm not here for flattery or clarity. I also added this, please don't scare me. This is my first time I am doing this, right? So be gentle, right? So be gentle. Because when you get really heavy reflections, when you have a really deep D&M chat with your friend and they say something about you and you're like, oh my God, I didn't know about, and you feel a bit weird and a bit destabilized, that's what this can do. And I've made a lot of mistakes around, I've gone really deep existentially late at night for many hours and it's not good. Even if you feel like calm, don't do it and limit this per day to how often you do. I write all around the stuff in the book as well. The signals that this reveals, it shows your processing feed, your emotional framing, your structural mode, your self-dialogue, your energy shape, your default obstacles, right? It gives you everything, right? And you're meant to just talk for 30 minutes and just riff. There's tons of scientific backing behind this. And here's why it works, right? It gives you a frictionless real-time input into how you think. It removes performance from self-awareness. It enables AI to reflect your true structure, not your surface words. It helps you stop adopting clarity systems that aren't designed for you. And it builds foundational input integrity for GPT personalized second brains, right? Forget the test, forget the score, just walk, speak, and let the signal emerge. And I'll show you once you build this, what you actually get out of it. So now this is GPT, I've got it open. What you can do is when you've got your AI second brain here, which I've been building for a while, I can open it, I can look inside. But what I can do is I can go, okay, cool, hey GPT, I'm gonna go right click and I'll just hit compress and it gives me a zip file. This is everything, right? And then I put it in here and just go, hey GPT, can you please just go through and analyze absolutely everything in the zip file when you read every single document, and then I want you to just say okay after, please. Right? And it's just going to go through and read every single document inside the thing, and it is really weird the outputs you get. I'll pause it while it analyzes. Cool, so it's read through it. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm recording a YouTube video and I'm showing other people how to do the debugging walk input protocol as well. I'm going to copy and paste it here just so you have the full clarity because I want to know the significance of it. And then what I'm doing is I want you to give me an example output of me that other people would see. So imagine if they gave 30 minutes and then what output would you give? I'm going to add the prompt and the actual framework right now. I want you to look in the whole second brain, read everything about me and just describe me so other people can actually see it in the actual raw form and do this completely unbiased based off everything that's in the second brain and all the interactions that we've ever had. And just imagine audiences watching, so don't share anything that's a bit weird and stuff like that because I don't want everything to be shown, but that's kind of what I want you to show and like mirror back to me as well. And imagine audiences looking at this, so it's structured in a way so it's easy to understand and read. Cool. Let's hope that this GPT, I usually use Otter instead of GPT because sometimes you can speak for 5 minutes and you lose the whole thing and it's like really frustrating, right? Got this. And then it understands. Got, here's a structural off camera, on camera friendly. I did it. Matthew completed a 30-minute field, blah, blah, fully grounded. Okay, cool. So then I've got my process information, my modality, what I do, my pattern integration cascade really lands in isolation. Performance, I'm high openness. This is all about me. How I think best and what I do. For me to read this book, final reflection. Okay, cool. So based on this and everything you know about me now, right? What I want you to tell you, what were the very specific things in Tiago Forte's para method that was so hard for me to do? And why couldn't I do it even though I built the whole thing into Evernote? What specific things do I do totally differently which would benefit me? Some things would benefit me and some wouldn't. And that why didn't it actually work for me and why couldn't I keep doing it? Because then it just tells you why. And then when you understand why, then you're like, okay, then how do I build a second brain that's then different to other people? Excellent. Why it didn't work for you specifically. Assumes top-down categorization. Linear hierarchical decisions is an area of resource. Why it broke my cognition is recursive, not hierarchical. Your insights don't live in a folder, right? Blah, 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 blah. Ignores temporal recursion. Output service orientated. What I do differently, right? Summary, cool. Okay, so based on this, if I'm building my own para method, which I've already built now in my second brain, what are some things, let's give me the top 3 things that are going to matter most to me when building a second brain so I actually keep using it and I keep adding information so it's not like my Apple Notes from 2017 where there's all these insights that make no sense. Wisdom without actually becoming action. Sorry, a little bit over this, but I really wanted to show, a little bit over 5 minutes, but I wanted to show you this. Cool. Poor method, hilarious. Must be stored in motion on bins. If it's stored statically, it dies. Scaffold, why does it matter? You generate clarity through this. Implementation, you store insights in a loop, right? Notes must be a live lattice, not a list, right? Every note should answer what identity or system is this feeding, right? Exactly. And so like, this is the way in my structure of my second brain and how it works. So I built my second brain based off my personality type. That's it. Everything I know about me. So I would just keep using it over and over and over. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below what were some of the things that you actually realized from this. I'm going to add the actual, the prompt and stuff below if you want to use it. And just let me know your thoughts. Again, just really careful when you're doing this. If you use any tool that you don't know how to use it, it can be dangerous, and AI is also a tool. But let me know in your comments below. I'm going to be making more content on this, and I'm going to be writing a book on the 4 AI skills, 4 meta skills of how to use AI and how I've been doing this.